Good evening. Welcome to Sunny Irabo Live. Well, tonight we are focusing on Nigeria again. You see, from the international community, Nigeria seems to be received for all the wrong reasons. Within the country, the same problem too. Inflation, insecurity, this and that. Well, tonight we are focusing on insecurity because a group of concerned Nigerians have decided to put a report together to unravel what could be a major insecurity crisis that is befalling Nigeria. And so I have two very respected Nigerians tonight who will be talking about it. Halfway one is Mr. Ogie Eboigbe, NIPR, and of course the second one at halfway through the time, we'll be having Major General Chris Olukolade, and they will all be with me on this segment of Sunny Irabo Live. So welcome. So, Ogie Eboigbe, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. Welcome. So you are the Executive Vice Chairman of, is it iNSDEC or iNSDEC? Can you say that to me again properly?
Yes, Executive Vice President of iNSDEC.
iNSDEC. And you are in collaboration with PSG UK.
PSG UK is the International Organization for Peace Building and Social Justice. Peace
Building and Social Justice. What inspired your desire to get this whole report put together?
Okay. Well, sometime last year, we were just, a couple of us were talking about how insecure the nation has become. Some of us in Nigeria and those in diaspora. A lot of our friends who used to come visiting regularly, Easter, Christmas, and other times they are free, are now afraid to come home. So we said, okay, there's a lot of information out there, but lots of them don't have data and statistics to really tell us what is going on. So we decided that, look, let's do a research, choose a couple of locations in Nigeria, and provide figures and data to really see, why do we have an insecure country? What can be done about it? Who will make the recommendations? So we decided that first we did some desk research, secondary research, and decided to send a team out in January and February to Benue and Imo states.
Yes.
We wanted to provide something for the government, for the people to have ideas of what the people on the ground over there are also thinking and suggestions that they will make to make Nigeria a safer place. That was why concern for our country, Nigeria.
Well, I mean, it's a big report. It's a big move on your part, but is leadership of Nigeria listening? Do they take the report seriously? You know, have they even invited your representatives to discuss this matter?
We actually launched the report on the 1st of October. A lot of our young friends said, Oga, this kind of report, you need to ensure that it's in the huge space all over Nigeria. And they went all out, social media, mainstream media, publicizing the content of this report, at least the abridged version. And we have received some response, mostly from individuals. We hope that the governments, federal, state, local governments, corporate organizations, the international community, we hope that they will reach out and tell us to provide them with the main content of the full report, which has data, statistics, to prove that this is what is going on. And these are the suggestions by different people, including those directly affected by insecurity in different locations in Nigeria. So we do hope that with friends like you, with the platforms you have, we'll be able to reach those who make policies, who take decisions that will enable us make our country a safer place.
It might interest you to know that government at every level, federal, state, or even local government, they have instruments of intelligence network and, policing of affairs, even the military. They have information from all and sundry. So I'm sure they are privy to the information you are, gathering, but I don't know whether they are responsively, committed to the political will that will make them do something, because this thing has been on for so many years.
Exactly. Part of what we gathered was the fact that most of the problems are caused by poor governance, poor leadership, and almost a deliberate decision by those who make the policies not to listen to the cries of the people. It's very strange that I went out to Benin a couple of weeks ago, and I probably went through about 100 checkpoints of different security agencies. But people tell us that if any of these bandits or robbery people are on the road, those checkpoints seem to vanish. They are there to protect the people who are plying the roads, but when those passengers and the vehicles park their cars on the roadside waiting for the robbers or bandits to clear, it seems that our security agencies too are waiting with them for the bandits to clear. So it's difficult to really understand what is going on. It also seems that the government just feels that, I'm talking about government at all levels, they feel that the people can take care of themselves, because it looks like they are ignoring what everybody is going through. And that is not why we elected our government, put them in office. The first thing they should provide for us is insecurity. Providing a solution to insecurity problems will almost solve all our problems. All, because all the problems we have, food insecurity, health, education insecurity, and all that, is because the problem of security has not been taken seriously. And we think that it's time for government to do something new. If what they've been doing has not succeeded, do something different. That's why we have some of those suggestions or recommendations from this report. Some of them provided by those who went for the research, and a lot of them from the people affected directly by the insecurity. You have bandits, terrorists, unknown gunmen or women, as the case may be, kidnappers. The kidnapping is like an industry now, people used to do something good, used to trade. They decided to go into kidnapping. I mean, there was something funny on social media where a lady used to go to the market to sell little things. One of our friends asked her, Mama Tijani, we don't see you in the market anymore. He said, no, my husband has a new job. He makes a lot of money. And they said, what's the name of the job? He said, it's kidnapping. And it's funny to say it, but the wife knows that the husband is a kidnapper. Maybe she doesn't know what it means, but it's like an industry now. People, seem to make a lot of money from it. Things that government has done when the currency was changed, then we thought it was to ensure that kidnappers don't get paid in the old currency. But the old currency came back. So did that solve any problem? No.
You see, in so many parts of Nigeria, especially the northern states, a lot of insecurity, is very prevalent there. And we're also seeing that some of the states have some of their local governments completely taken over by bandits. And the governors there, they're not doing anything about it, or they don't appear to be doing anything about it. So this is very indicting on the Nigerian state and the Nigerian government. So what does this report set out to do for this kind of situation?
You spoke about those areas that bandits and terrorists have taken over, ungoverned spaces.
Yes.
There are a lot of ungoverned spaces in Nigeria. Some of the governors practically live in Abuja. They cannot go to their states to govern their states. Now we even received a report a few weeks ago, of top people who are involved in, funding these bandits, funding terrorists.
But they're not above the law.
We're talking about local government chairmen, legislators, and all that, and even security top shots involved. And their names are known. These people are known, and nothing seems to happen to them.
Wow.
Some bandits even, boast that they go to the governor's house. Some go to parties. They are known and they are celebrated. What is going on? That is why some of us are, saying, look, something different needs to be done. You mentioned the northern states. I tell you, it's the whole of Nigeria that is affected by insecurity. There are different types of insecurity, whether it's in northwest or north central or northeast or southeast, south, and southwest. There are different types of insecurity. There are bandits ravaging in some of the areas. There are terrorists in other areas. There are kidnappers. There's even cultism in different areas in the southwest and all that. Of course, the militants are still flexing muscles in the south. So there are different types of insecurity. And the government seems to throw the same kind of solution at all the insecurity problems. That is what we're saying, that no, if you check the different areas, the different types of insecurity, the characteristics and all, they are different. So you need separate solutions. A one-size-fits-all solution cannot work. We've been using the militarization system. You throw soldiers everywhere. From information we have, there are military solutions in about 30 states. So soldiers are all over the place. You are even, distracting the military from facing what their main duty should be, protecting Nigeria from external aggression on the terrorists. What is the police doing? The police have an excuse that their weaponry is not even as sophisticated as those used by those bandits, and so they cannot face them. But that means the police needs to be fully equipped. They need to have better training. We need technology. All over the world, technology is used for security and other matters. Why don't we use drones, real top technology, to sort out these insecurity problems? Why? I mean, I'm sure we spend a lot of money, billions of naira every year on security. Where has the money gone to? Where? Those are the questions people are asking. We think that government can send soldiers to where soldiers should go, but not everywhere. The police should be, mobilized. Police should be, provided for.
Equipped, yes.
And how do you do that? The issue of, state security, state police and all that have been bandied here and there. People have many reasons why state policing should not be encouraged. Many of those reasons are political, because they will say, the governors would, use the police for their own ends and all. But what is the duty of the police in the first place? The first duty is to provide security. So provide those state police for security before you can talk about what they will be used for during election and by the government. After all, the same top people have police orderlies and, guards with them all the time. You probably, I'm sure that we have more police people guarding VIPs than those who are actually policing our nation. Lots of things need to change. And we hope that the government will listen to us and set up, maybe a high-powered, team. Or, when you set up committees in Nigeria, people think they are going to enjoy. But they're actually people who are the technocrats, professionals, and experts who are willing and ready to work to sort out this problem. And I'm sure that they will come out and government can approach them, let them come out and provide ideas for solution to our insecurity problem. The international community, too, is not immune. In Nigeria, the borders are so porous. So bandits and terrorists come in and out of Nigeria from the north, from the west, Cameroon, Benin, as far away as Mali, Niger, Chad. They are coming in.
Yeah.
So they are cross-border incursions. So those countries are also not safe, as we are not safe. So the West African sub-region will not be safe, and it will not be good for the UN system, for the international system, for an unsafe sub-region like West Africa to be overrun by bandits and terrorists and all those other people who portend insecurity.
The biggest problem here is a nation that does not listen to its people, cannot successfully rule the nation. I'm talking about a government that does not listen to its people. Now, if we look at it from that point of view, do you think there's any solution in the horizon? Because it appears there's no harmony between, the government and the governed. And that's a very big problem, because the governed don't feel as if they are being protected. They don't feel the inflation is in their favor. They don't feel anything that gives them a reason to trust or even enjoy the government, as it were, the services of the government.
Well, they say people get the government they deserve. We've elected the governments at the different levels, so they are there. So it is our duty. We do not hold our governments responsible for, all the promises they have made to us before they were elected. We don't. And of course, the ethnicism comes in because it's my person that is there now. We cannot destabilize him. Or is my brother that is there. We have to support him, whether he's doing well or he's not doing well. But it is the duty of those who know our leaders to tell them to listen to the people, listen to what the suffering that the people are going through. No food, there's hunger in the land, and any hungry man will be an angry man. And we should not provide space for anger to take over the environment. There's a lot of anger in the land because apart from the insecurity, there are other things that are bothering the people. Apart from food, people cannot go to farm anymore because they are insecure. They can be killed. Some, they have had their ancestral land taken from them, so they are afraid to go to the farm. Some areas, the health facilities have been destroyed, or they've rolled over education, the schools and all that. So kids can't even go to school in some of those locations. It's good for you to say it doesn't affect me. But it's somebody who is an ostrich who bury his head in the sand, I would say insecurity does not affect me. It affects everybody. Bandits go to estates in the nation's capital, in Abuja, bandits, and go and kidnap people. These days. It happens. Even in Lagos, I'm told now, there will be advisories how people should be more careful because there are kidnappers all over the place. Well, it's you and I that they see on the road. You drive on the road on a daily basis. So you are the oppressor that those who come after us, they will come after us because they may not be able to get to the people on top. So we are begging. We are begging our leaders. They are there. We put them there. They should listen to us. They should make our country more secure. If they need to beg the international system, countries that have solved their problem in this way, please, let's beg them. We cannot be proud and say we cannot beg. After all, we are begging for loans to do some frivolous things. Even state governments are doing such things. So let us ask for help, and we plead with the embassies to let their home countries know we need assistance to solve our insecurity problems. Investors cannot come if the environment is insecure. Even though some investors who are here will even go, some have left. They may not tell you why they are leaving. You may just think that it's for economic reasons, but there's economic insecurity too. So solution is needed. And the earlier it is done, the better.
Okay, let's go back to the two reports of Imo, used Benue and Imo. There were two
Imo
reports
State,
you gave there. Yes. And from the examples you gave, it's very worrisome that Benue has been suffering banditry incursion for so many, many years. And then, of course, in Imo State, you used an iPod report, which also is another form of unknown gunmen. I saw that report and I laughed. You see, these are states that are governed. And they also have police, they have military, they have other, paraphernalia of, security control. So what is happening?
Well, the case of Benue is very sad because our researchers went to Goa West, and a lot of those people live in IDPs, internally displaced persons camps. That's where they live because their ancestral lands have been taken away, and the invaders have taken over their villages, their towns. So there are some of those places. Even we who send researchers, we're afraid for those we send to those places. And we insisted they must be reaching us constantly because, one, some of the people in the IDPs and in those villages were even afraid to speak because they thought our researchers were people who were there to come and sleuth around and take advantage of them, okay? But they knew that the people who took over the ancestral land would not behave or dress that way. But those occupiers are there. They are still in those lands and taking advantage. In Imo, where you said unknown gunmen are quite different from IPOB. IPOB are separatists, a different agenda they are pursuing. The unknown gunmen are known, gunmen and women. In fact, the recent report even mentioned names of some agencies that are involved in the so-called unknown gunmen. The IPOB people are not hiding. All they are doing is we're practically destroying the economy of the East by insisting that on some days, nobody should go to the market or open shops and all that. So it means that the economy of those areas are being practically demolished. Unlike the Southeast, the Southeast, those are business people, businessmen. They depend a lot on running businesses. And a group of people are now telling them they should not go to work or go any place in some of those, on those days that they have chosen. But the unknown gunmen are a lot of people, sometimes they are even attack military formations and military teams, police teams. And the excuse we've always had is that they are more sophisticated in terms of the weaponry they carry, the ammunition and all. Why don't we have the same or a higher grade of weaponry than those people? Where were they armed anyway? How did those arms come into the country when just to drive your car from here to Benin, you will meet about 50, 100 checkpoints where the people manning them will be using binoculars or microscopes to look at your documents. Cars that were already passed at the ports, you will still find even customs teams on the road checking whether those cars have papers or not. And then you have other security agencies, lots of them. So we are in deep trouble, but the trouble can be sorted out, it can be solved if the government listen. Elites, we elites, some of us will say we are elites, we are some of the cause of these problems. We also don't listen. We don't convince our friends who are in government to tell them what to do. We need to have government and the elites own up to the problem that there is insecurity. Own it, take ownership of it, and provide adequate solution to it. Otherwise, we will go nowhere. And in 5 years' time, Nigeria will be in a deeper problem than Somalia or Sudan or, some of those places that have been completely ravaged by insecurity, and you have bands running here and there. I spoke about cultism before. People, they harvest organs of people. It's another form of insecurity. People are afraid that they can be kidnapped and they can harvest your organs. Those things need to be looked at so that there is appropriate sanctions when those things happen. Not just use, light punishment. Some people, you say you want to rehabilitate them, you come and put them in a camp and train them with government money, and then maybe sometimes put them in our military or in our police. Those people were attacking Nigeria, attacking your citizens. A lot of these things are not fair. Some of those decisions are not fair. They need to be an orientation of the decision makers in those areas. And it starts from the top. Government, please listen to the people who are complaining that they have put you there and you have not protected them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogie Eboigbe, Executive Vice Chairman of the iNSDEC. That's what it's called, right? iNSDEC.
Yes. Actually, its full name is a long name, Initiative for Socio-Economic Development Communication. That is the name. Right. But our name is iNSDEC. That's what people know us as.
Thank you so much. And this is a beautiful report. When it does come out, we'll make sure that we'll propagate it.
It's out, actually. It's out. We have, we launched it on the 1st of October. We hope people will make use of it. They will ask for it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we'll make sure we'll report more of it. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much.